Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm talking about little 5-year-old Cannon Hinnant, who was murdered last weekend while riding his bike in his neighborhood in front of his sisters. And he was killed by a cold-blooded, racist murderer. Parents, first of all, I want to talk about self-defense. And there's no way to prevent something like this with your children other than teaching your children the same things that you do about pedophiles. If they feel even remotely uncomfortable around that person, get away from them. Put distance between themselves and that person. They shouldn't have to feel any sort of uncomfortableness or awkwardness or whatever. Now, did Darius Sessoms do that with little Cannon? We don't know. But you have to teach your children that it's okay and they don't have to stand there in fear. And if they're afraid or they feel uncomfortable or awkward, if they feel like there's something wrong with this guy, if they just get that creepy feeling, that it's okay to get away from him. The nation is heartbroken over this senseless murder. And what makes it even worse is, while our country is burning, literally, and terrorist groups such as Black Lives Matter and Antifa are begging for a civil war. They are begging, they are trying to incite it. There's a pressure cooker going on. If you guys remember, your grandma used to cook with a pressure cooker, and every once in a while you'd hear stories about the pressure cooker exploding. Well, the pressure is building right now politically, and because it's only a couple of months away from the election, the tensions are really building. But we're listening to propaganda, and that's all it is propaganda. People don't care that this 5-year-old boy was an innocent angel, was murdered. And to make matters worse, Darius Sessoms had just had dinner with this little boy's dad the day before. They sat down and had dinner together. His dad knew this man from the neighborhood when they were growing up. He knew him from the neighborhood. Now, if you can't trust someone in your neighborhood that you've known all your life, who do you trust? Not only that, but Darius Sessoms had a felony record. He had some drug convictions previously as a drug dealer, and he had sympathized with Black Lives Matter. Now, is it a surprise that the little boy, the victim, was white? Not only white, but I mean angelic. Blonde hair, beautiful smile, just an innocent baby. That's all he was. And Derek Sessoms just walked up. By all accounts, everybody says that the little boy might have thought that he was playing with him. He just walked up, put a gun to his head, and shot him and killed him. But parents, again, stressing, talk to your kids. Let them know. And you got to keep an eye on your kids now. Parents, I don't care what you think. Your kids, that'll never happen to me. Too many parents fall for this bullshit themselves. That'll never happen to my kid. I watch my kid. I'm vigilant. This little kid's family was right there too. His sisters were there. His dad was just inside the door. He knew the exact location of his little boy, and it still happened to him. So, parents, you've got to teach your kids, and you got to keep an eye on them. But you've got to teach them that if they get that awkward, uncomfortable feeling at any time for any reason, to get out of there. Don't give an explanation. Don't apologize. Just create distance. I just can't rant about this enough. I'm so heartbroken over this, as is a lot of the country. But doesn't it bother you that the major news sources are not covering this? Doesn't it bother you that there have been guys online who have said, well, it's time for a little payback? Time for a little payback of a 5-year-old. Doesn't that bother any of you? Because I know it sure as hell bothers me.